And now anything can indeed happen in Columbus, Ohio, because the Buckeyes of Ohio State are about to open their home season. A crowd in excess of 90,000 on hand in the Great Horseshoe here in Columbus. And are they ready and are they ever optimistic about this football team? But they've got a tough opponent today as ABC Sports welcomes you to college football. The Washington Huskies of the Pac-10 come rolling in from the Great Northwest to take on the Buckeyes. Both of these teams are already 1-0. Ohio State having beaten Boston College, and Washington was a winner over Arizona State. The Buckeyes are about to pour onto the field here in Columbus. They can go the distance this year. If they can make it through the tough Pac-10, they can wind up in Pasadena for the first time in Lambright's regime. Now the ball is on the tee for Wales. And remember that number 24, Springs, hauled one back 97 yards for a touchdown against Boston College. This will be his running mate, Glenn. And Glenn with a crease down to the 23, and a penalty flag comes flying. Good veteran officials. Illegal block on the return as Bobby Hoyne, senior, who has started the last 25 games, which includes 2 starts against these Washington Huskies. So Hoyne brings the Bucks up for a 1st and 10. Dudley, the tight end, is sort of flexed off the line. George very deep. Dudley now moving for an extra blocker, and George on a beautiful cutback into the middle of the defense, out to the 24-yard line. But now let's check in on the Chili's backs and receivers. You just saw number 27, Eddie George, as the ball carrier. With the tight end to the right, they show power in that direction. Hoyne to throw his first pass. Enters, dropped, incomplete. There's Eric Golston on that side, the offensive lineman, who must hold up at right tackle. And Hoyne taking a careful look at where number 9 is going to be defensively. He backs up, watches him, reads it. And the left side, it is complete. Demetrius Stanley to the 31-yard line. Now our Chili's defensive lineup. We have mentioned Tony Parrish. Number 7, he's the rover back. He missed the opener against Arizona State, and he has returned here. The man to watch in that defense, the center fielder, ladies and gentlemen, number 9. He is being compared with Kenny Easley, who was a great one to come out of UCLA. George is deep at that tailback spot. They'll run behind the right side, and Jensen beats the block and makes the stop for a loss. John Cooper's regime, but they do. The young man punted well against BC. Neal is back deep. This not a particularly good one, and it was touched about the 45-yard line. There's his career. They come off to the sideline. And what's your victory keys for them?
They want to emphasize screens and draws to get up underneath those defensive ends.
Neal is the tailback. They'll test the middle. He sprints beautifully to the outside. Got a crease and got to the Buckeye 40-yard line. Now, if you want to watch a power blocker, watch number 30, Thomas, the lead fullback. They split him this time and sent them both out. Heward incomplete, and a penalty flag comes flying.
Offensive holding.
Chili's backs and receivers now. We have talked about Thomas, but the story with this offense is in the offensive line. Highfield, who is number 79, Dick mentioned what must happen here, and he must hold up. They have an injury there, and they have moved him into that spot. Now they show shotgun, and frequently they'll walk up out of it and set up in a regular tee. Off a play fake, they did hand off, and they cross midfield again on 1st and long. The Chili's defensive line and linebackers for the Bucks, Matt Frankus and Mike Vrabel, 2 dandy defensive ends, 92 and 94. Kevin Johnson steps into that spot.
Now they're rolling it to a 2 deep.
Neal into the middle again, and it was Bonhouse. Sean Springs, also the return man. Number 24 is an outstanding cornerback. His father played. Third down and 15. Heward wanted to set the screen, intercepted, and Miller has given the Buckeyes a scoring chance at the 35. A penalty flag comes flying, and the ball is being put down at the Huskies' 21-yard line. But a huge turnover on the interception by Miller, and that gives the Bucks a chance now. Sualua in at fullback. They'll line up in the I, and they play fake George on first down. They fire incomplete out of the end zone. He's going to be sacked, breaks away with his strength, and makes it back for a loss of about a yard. It is 3rd and 11.
Coming after him again.
They fake the swing, and he breaks away. Again, Hoyne is on his own. Complete at the 8-yard line. Touchdown, the fullback, Sualua. The defense can return it. It is picked up by Malloy and out of bounds where the play will stop. Had he taken it back, it would have been 2 points for the Huskies. A missed extra point. Have we heard that before in the Midwest? 7 days ago, to be exact. We'll be right back. Picked up by the short man at the 25-yard line. Cameron Polk. Yeah, indeed, it was a busted play, Jack. It resulted in a touchdown, and now it is Neal again sliding to the left. And Neal with daylight. 50, cut back, and into Buckeye territory at the 42. This is another huge penalty which has gone against the Huskies. This brings the ball all the way back as Heward eyes the defense. Neal to the right with that explosive first step. Neal breaks it. Neal is in a foot race now. Neal to the 20, to the 15-yard line, and a touchdown saving tackle down at the Buckeye 15-yard line, and the Buckeye defense being pushed all over the field. Not this time. There's a 2-yard loss. The middle was ready, and Desasher off to Heward's right. Sheehy, who threw that touchdown pass, gets the handoff. Sheehy finds a crease, and Sheehy to the 10-yard line. Conwell. Heward with a fullback there is going to use Sheehy. Creases there. In a foot race, the corner, touchdown, Washington. Just like that, the Huskies come down and pound the Buck defense.
Same problem, though. Deep running up underneath the defensive end, and the linebacker not getting back in.
Fortney puts it down, and the Huskies lead it by a point on the measure of their successful extra point after the Buckeyes miss one. So Washington rolls into Columbus, an 18-point underdog, and right away they stand up and say, we're going to play a while, ladies and gentlemen.
Doesn't get any better in a college stadium.
Oh, my.
It was really something.
Out of the end zone with the wind at his back, Buckeyes will bring it out, brings them up to the 20-yard line. They're down a point. As you would imagine, Sualua back at fullback. Glenn is in motion. And here comes George off left tackle for about 8 yards. It is 2nd and 3 right now for the Bucks. Here's George again, and nothing doing. Penalty flag has been thrown on the strong.
They're unbalanced here.
And they'll run in that direction with George, and George battles his way to the 37-yard line. Dudley, the tight end, is to the right. Play fake. Coyne on the move. Fires. Diving catch at the 49 by Glenn. They'll mark it at the 48. First down. You'd have to think that Ohio State will go back there before long, even though Reeser was all over him. Underneath. And he has his tight end. And that's 2nd down and 3. And you can see the stimming being done. The Huskies ready with that big front. They expected George, who breaks a tackle. George with some great power running to the 36-yard line. 4.5 minutes opening quarter, and it's been an explosive one. The offenses have dominated. Neither defense playing as expected. This is George for the Buckeyes, and he's to the 22-yard line. Ohio State and Washington. Glenn is your motion receiver. This is George again on a cutback in Aliaga. And again, George won't let that first man wrap him up. He is whipping linebackers. He's got a little spark, too. They'll offer a little change-up now. They load to the right. And it's Sualua, the fullback, up over the top.
It looks like blitz unless they're bluffing. They bluff it.
They'll run George sweep left. Hole is there. George on a cutback. And he slams for the first down to the 6-yard line. Buckeyes are threatening again. Double tight end, and this time Dudley is flexed and comes in motion. He's right behind over to the right now. And George will run in that direction, and stepping through there was Jensen. Hoyne now under center. Hoyne's going to throw it to the right to Dudley, who's whipped at the 3-yard line. Goodlaw, the cornerback, would not let him free. Buckeyes can still come away with a first down on 3rd and 1 without scoring the touchdown. Sualua and George play fake. They're going to throw deep, incomplete. A gamble. Remember, the Huskies were able to block Ohio State's first extra point attempt. It's good. So Jackson boots the Bucks into a 2-point lead, 9-7. But overall, Washington has to be happy with the way they held.
Once, maybe twice.
Sheehy runs up. That's at the 8-yard line. Out to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. For Washington, Huard will put it up, and he had good time. This is Neal. He puts a wonderful move on Johnson and makes his way. We had 225 yards of offense. These are the Buckeyes, not the Miami Dolphins. I mean, it's 9-7. Ohio State over Washington at the end of the first quarter. Neal, who has replaced Kaufman as the tailback, and the whistle. So it'll be 5 yards back. It's been a very disappointing start. They were stung late by Oregon out on the West Coast last Saturday night. Here it's Huard. He hits Neal. Neal with unbelievable balance, although, let's see, yes, he was down. I agree with you, Dick. I don't think he was down either. Huard now with the split backs both out, and Huard going to take off. The middle was open, and Huard slides to the 43-yard line. They've been penalized for 60-some yards here already.
Half the distance. Repeat. 3rd down.
All right, let's see what Huard and the Huskies come up with here. They've got to be careful. Same play. Mill closes a little bit quicker, and Huard slides to the 19-yard line this time for Washington. It's a good one, and Prince gets it off, and back now is Glenn at the 45-yard line to the left, crosses midfield, spins free. If he gets daylight, 30, Thomas has got to get him. Around 94, fumbles out of bounds, Ohio State ball. Now it is 1st and 10. Bobby Hoyne and the Buckeyes are on their own 46-yard line. George is the running back. Hoyne incomplete. Dudley was open. But Dick, you did, I must say, Coach Vermeil did notice some holding in the Arizona State tape that went uncalled, in fairness to the fellas down there in the striped shirts. And George stepping to the left and down at midfield. Now it is 3rd down. Bobby Hoyne, the pocket hit on the release and into the middle at the 39-yard line using Hauser. Josh Smith, number 99, one of the down linemen. George now forced back to the inside, breaks a tackle again, and he's got a great smile too, doesn't he, Dick?
Yes, he does. Here's that sweep again.
He's got daylight to the 23-yard line, and Pepe Pearson checks in. Miller is one of the wide receivers for the Bucks. This is Pearson. They'll sweep it to the right. Calhoun got the block, and the lawyer cleans up. On the move, ball is snapped. Pepe Pearson is cut off, coming to the left. And this time, Mr. number 7. They tighten up on Tillman on the short side of the field. They give Glenn some respect over on the right. And Hoyne, left side out of bounds. Incomplete. And here's Jackson to attempt another field goal. This will be put down at the 31, so make it a 41-yard attempt here. It's a fake. They bring George around off the corner. George on a wingback spot. George dives for the first down. Woo! He's got it. Sometimes die by it. Washington through the years been known for a whole lot of successful gadget plays. George coming to the left now. Malloy comes up hard at the 9-yard line. Glenn is off to the right. That's Dudley. Now it's Pearson. Slammed at the 6-yard line. 3rd and 4 for the Buckeyes. Demetrius Stanley is number 3. Hoyne backing up. Fires wide open. Touchdown. Oh, they let Glenn all alone in the end zone. Reeser turned him loose, and there was nobody back there.
Terry Glenn just in a very simple pattern now.
Good on the extra point. And the Buckeyes make it 16-7. 7:16 to go here in the first half. We'll come back with the kickoff. College football, they kick it off from the 35 still. This one not going to make it, and this is Sheehy driven back to the 4, and here he comes. Whoa! Stop short of the 20-yard line. That's a 1st and 10. Here is Neal. And this time the Buckeyes have got him at the... Big Daddy was down here in his car earlier this week. Guess he got himself a little hot water down in Cincinnati. Here now the tight end. I think that's his first reception of the year. Conwell, I think he was shut down. The ball at the 36-yard line. And behind the left side. You know that Huskies trying to mount something here before the intermission.
They come with a dog.
Desasure at the 43-yard line. Quick pop, first down, Desasure. Try to turn him loose into Ohio State territory.
Jim Owens is coaching, great football coach.
Look at him. Bad snap. But they were not coming full bore that time. There was the one that they could have gotten. The Ohio State coaches were very aware of it, but they said... First down. Demetrius Stanley runs in behind George again. Some heavy pounding. George. Second down. Hoyne. Bucks with split backs. Oh, protection that time holds up beautifully, and he finds Dudley. Hoyne has been able to run a bit in that middle from time to time, too, hasn't he? Stanley over to the right. Here's George inside. George, he busts it. George to the 30, out of the 20, and out of bounds at the 16-yard line. 16 carries, 140 yards. Pepe Pearson gives him some relief. Pepe slips behind the left side. Bucks threatening again here in the first half. Glenn is the motion receiver. George is back, and George will battle to the 6-yard line. A tragedy. The coach was not on the sideline. Coach Comey went to the funeral on the West Coast today. Here for the Buckeyes. Touchdown, George.
Again, the key was Nicky Sualu.
Good again. First one was blocked. He's been perfect ever since. Well, is this going to be the year for John Cooper? They're hanging the helmets over there on that far sideline. They're depressed about this 23-7 Buckeye lead here in Columbus.
It isn't the Huskies' personality to hang it for very long, though, Brent.
He trying to sprint free to the 25 and down.
I would have called it differently.
From the shotgun, Heward, who prefers this passing formation, slips one to his tailback, Neal, and there is Springs. The Huskies are in a hurry-up mode here on 2nd and long. High and to Coleman, who steps out of bounds. Highfield holding up. Remember, this is his first game as center. Snapping on the shotgun. Gets it into Heward's hands, who slips it down to Neal. And Neal's going nowhere. Johnson playing his first game at that linebacking. You will hear it over and over again. The age of the dynasty has clearly come to an end. And this was Janoski, who was out of bounds. It has hurt this football team, too. And now Heward. This is Thomas, the fullback. He's out of bounds. Stops the clock with 21 ticks. 2nd down. And the right tackle moves.
Yeah.
Pull the foot back 8 times.
False start on the offense.
79 yards.
Reset the clock. 21 seconds.
And now Heward steps up. Takes off. Should have gone to the sideline. He'll slide down. Well, that'll stop the clock. The ball is at the Bucks' 35-yard line. 13 seconds to go. 3 wide receivers now. And Heward. Penalty flags all over. So Highfield moved in there to the center, snapping for the first time. Causes 2 other changes. Now Heward down the middle and complete to the 18-yard line. Timeout. Conwell, and time runs out. Oh, no time left. Oh, they could have attempted a quick field goal. Into the half. 23-7 Buckeyes. John Saunders next on ABC.
They've got to come up and play defense and get back into what they were running real well in the first game. If they do those 2 things, they'll be back in the game.
The short or blocking man picks it up for the Huskies, and they will have a first down. So let's see what happens here with Neal set behind Heward. Slipping through for a couple of yards. 92 and 94, the bookend rushmen. And coming through that time was number 94, Vrabel, and he is matched against Conwell now, which is the Huskies' right side of the offense. This time Neal with daylight. Neal quakes it. 35 to the 32-yard line, and Springs.
See, they changed the formation, too. They went to a slot with a wing away to try to balance up that defense.
Heward rolling now. Finkus giving pursuit. And Heward makes his way back. Now Neal, the lone running back. Desisher is off to Heward's right. Heward's looking, pump fake. Going to send him deep one-on-one. Double team, rotates over, incomplete. Kelly was coming to help out.
Buckeyes really don't play a nickel defense. It looks like they're lined up for a pressure defense. No, they just bluff it. They go off 3 deep zone.
Vrabel beating his block, but he drills it to the fullback, Thomas, who is just short. But it's a first down now for the 23. Neal jammed up. Finkus was all over.
They should go back to it.
Now the field side receiver is Coleman, and Springs is looking in on him as Heward makes a change up at the line. Howard comes up, bump and run on Janoski. Heward keeps it off that option fake, and he is out of bounds. Howard is the defensive back. He's up very tight. Now he backs off, loosens up to the 19-yard line. Heward will go right this time if he gets it off. Trouble, breaks out. Kessie tries to throw a block. Heward with a good move. Fumble! Buckeyes recover! Buckeyes recover the Heward fumble, and they have the ball on their own 7-yard line. Johnson recovers. A great... The Huskies know they have to stand a little taller on defense. 27 has been eating them up. In excess of 150 yards off the toss sweep. Jumps one, and this time he is slammed. Aliaga is coming up there with Jensen.
The Huskies are playing a bear defense on him now and then shifting out of it, trying to get him to audible.
Play fake, going on the run, fires, and it is complete to Glenn. Out to the 22. Now with a first down, and again that late shift up front. And 8-man front. They overloaded, and Aliaga will clean up on George that time. But they beat on a few up there in the Seattle, coach. Pretty good at home, these Huskies. Now Hoyne, protective pocket holds, and Tillman to the 33-yard line. Strong down to the left side. It's an eye. George is behind Sualua. They play fake it, and Hoyne will go. Glenn, and he is inside the 45-yard line. Fred Puckage told me that Glenn is the finest receiver he's ever seen here at Ohio State. That is saying a lot. And George is coming on as a tailback. Now it is second down for Hoyne and the Buckeyes, who have marched out from their own 8-yard line. Stanley's the motion man. George in that crease in the left side behind Dudley. Another third down. Maybe they'll give Sualua a chance to carry it. Oh, go with the main man, and he is taken on right at the point of attack by Jensen and battle back. But now it is first and 10 for Hoyne and the Bucks. After the change, he's got Glenn off to his left. And it is Jensen who buried him at the 39-yard line.
I think in years to come is going to be a fine, typical Ohio State tackle.
Hoyne complete to Glenn, who is out of bounds with Reeser in pursuit at the 28, making the most of his opportunity, which is nice to hear from the young man. Number 8.
Corner blitz.
Read it behind Tillman, incomplete. Parrish instead on 4th and 6. They're going to go with Sualua as the lone running back. Send Dudley out and hit the tight end. Dudley makes a nice stop, but short of the first down. Huskies take over on downs. That's a big miss by the Bucks. All right, let's make it first down. And the Huskies, it's now second down for Washington. Neal, the running back. And Heward fires, diving. Janoski's got it. That's a first down, Washington. They'll bring a few blitzers next week. And here, speaking of blitzers, Ohio State coming. Good call. And that's Coleman to the left. 2 tight ends are to the right for a little more muscle. And Heward going to swing, look deeper downfield. Got his man. Coleman incomplete at the 5-yard line. Had what he wanted, one-on-one with Howard.
Goes right through his arms, not deflected in any way. Well, maybe Howard got a hand in there.
4:27 to go in the third.
Showing blitz.
Belisari bluffs and backs it out, but there is a flag. And it goes against the Huskies. Another critical penalty. Have been penalized 10 times for 101 yards here today. They're killing themselves. Heward is now back. Middle, incomplete. Janoski was open, and he overthrew him. Bad snap, and here it comes. They have turned it over right there as Kelly pounces on it at the 16-yard line. Cleveland was the deep snapper. The Buckeyes were well aware, and he was able to come in and make the play. Now let's see if Hoyne and the Bucks can finish it off. Here's George. Daylight. George. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Too many horses at the point of attack. Boy, you give this big horse that much room.
And Jackson says missing his first extra point has been perfect. How impressive is this? Buckeyes 30, Washington 7. We got a brisk breeze blowing in from the open end of the shoe. Huddle will send it down. Sheehy will take a knee. Heward up at quarterback. Samus, the fullback, to the slot. Heward, receivers covered. Now he's hit on the release and complete to Neal.
Oh.
Neal takes it. Howard was down there. Coleman slotted this time. Springs is over to the field side. Heward checking in that direction, and Finkus was hanging on, so he releases it, and they take a loss. And he is one of the defensive tackles.
Oh,
Thomas, the fullback, drops it at the 45. Ohio State has dominated. Washington on a nice drive to start the second half, but they fumbled going in at the Buckeye 8-yard line. Thomas, the fullback, holds on at the 45-yard line.
Different snap.
A little bit low. And Springs will let this one roll dead at the 12-yard line. Coyne brings him up. And George being given a rest as Pearson replaces him. Malloy.
They're getting blocked.
Pearson pounded again and hit by a host of fellas. The 23-yard line is where they must go for a first down. Coyne, and he's got it. Miller. And Hoyne is trying to do just that this year. Offensive line holds up. Goes deep right side. Wanted Glenn, and Reeser was right with him step by step. Second down and 10. Porter snaps it to Hoyne, and that time Smith, they were setting the screen. They let him through, and Pearson is out into three quarters. And we'll return with more between Washington and Ohio State after this message and words from our ABC station. Buckeyes with a lead here, and it's 3rd and 4. Now Bobby Hoyne's going to hoof it. First down, midfield. 1st and 10 now. The ball is at midfield for the Buckeyes.
Good defense. The turnover factor here is critical, and remember that bad snap on the...
Intercepted! Picked off by Davis.
Not a good thing to do when you've got that kind of a lead. They handle the rush good. It's a quick, short stop. He just doesn't see the inside-out player right there. It's Davis. Reggie Davis, 23, steals it.
Huskies with a chance, and Fortney has checked in at quarterback. He can also throw it a bit. He has Sheehy as a running back, and Fortney on first down takes it to the end zone and incomplete.
Boy, you talk about real nice coverage.
Move the ball club. They show blitz against him. Good blocking. Receiver covered, now steps to the right, fires, complete, touchdown, Washington. Coleman, and they were working against the first string defensive backfield of the Buckeyes. There have been a couple of substitutions in the defensive line off the Hoyne interception. The backup quarterback strikes for the Huskies. Movement on the defensive line. Thomas batters, and he's going to be stood up at the 2-yard line. Nothing doing. So it's 30-13. And you got to wonder if they'll try an onside kick here immediately in the 4th quarter. We'll find out when we come back. I see the good hands people for the Buckeyes are getting ready. Here with Wales kicking it off, what they elect to do. Buckeyes are back deep, and they'll take it deep. Oh. It is Springs, and he's dangerous. They turn him back on the inside. Still, he gets to the 30-yard line. Dudley, the tight end, and Stanley goes in motion. And they'll see if George can control the clock a little bit. Jitterbugs around, and the Huskies were ready. Get the ball back as quickly as they can. Shifting in that defensive front, but that Buckeye offensive line has held tough. George coming into the crease. Could not swing free. Malloy. It's 3rd and short. It's search and destroy. The Buckeye fullback couldn't clean him out that time. And the Huskies hold punt.
Jim Lambright said, Bartholomew, 2 bad punts.
Oh, baby.
First time he's ever punted in Buckeye Stadium, and he's a little upset with himself.
Fortney drove him to a touchdown in 2 plays. Now the defense holds. And the handoff. So, John, the Ducks are acting like they are not to be denied. Here it is, Fortney, incomplete. Threw it beyond Janoski's. From the shotgun. He wants to take off, and he does. But Belisari coming quickly in, denied him. Could be a shotgun, but no, they're going to send it. I'm somewhat surprised that they've elected here to give it up. And it is down at the 16-yard line. And the Bucks will attempt to grind down some time on that clock. Off a fake, Coyne to the left. Fires complete to Glenn, who is out of bounds. For first down and 10 now. And Glenn hands it off. He came in motion. Coyne giving it to George. Oh, payback is something, Jack. George to the 29 carries, 194 yards, Dick, as George is closing in on a 200-yard rushing day here in Columbus.
I tell you, those Huskies are still swarming.
Well, let's see if he can get the 200 now.
Oh! Fumble!
And Washington's got it. At the 30-yard line, Washington pounces on the loose football. It's 30-13. Is there enough time? Heward is back in at quarterback. They're going to bring Deshaure off the fake into round. Neal still battling to the 23. That's an 8-yard gain for Neal. Cleveland is the tight end on the wing to the left. Neal with a beautiful stutter step. Belisari gets away from him. Maintained his balance and still short of Washington now. Threatening. 3rd and 2. Neal and Belisari's got him hanging on.
Oh, that's a tough schedule. Yeah, tough schedule.
Now 4th down and inches. Heward bucks for the first down. Belisari was trying to throw him back, but I think the forward progress. Finkus, Vrabel, stunt in the middle, and Heward will step away from it. Cuts back down to the left with plenty of daylight. Heward slammed at the 7-yard line. Helmet comes off.
Now 52 right side of your screen flashes in, and you have heck of a contact. Bam! Woo! Headache.
Split backs right now, and Heward will stay apparently in the shotgun. He does. High touchdown, Neal. A juggling catch in the end zone by the Huskies tailback. Holds on. 6:06 to go. So it's a 7-pointer. Now let's see. That makes it a 10-point game. Now, they short kick this one. And Springs is out to the 29-yard line. 196 yards for number 27. Sualua leads him on the sweep. Can this be 200? No, he is denied. And the offensive line has gone the distance. 2 tight ends. The fake and roll left. Coyne gets away from Jensen, and Coyne slides out of bounds with Malloy in pursuit of him. Trying to get him to jump off, and they have not. Play fake and a throw for it. Coyne does. High cut. Out of bounds. They get it.
Very good call. To try to throw him for losses. Here they come.
And George steps away. Only 1 yard with Greenlaw. Coyne with George, and this is Dudley. 80 is the H-man. Going to block Coyne.
Good defense. Boy, those kids are swarming, Brent. Looks like they're going to bring the outside people now. Yeah, here they come.
Look out, running room for George. That should do it. That should boost him over 200 yards on the day. Well, here's a first down now. 2:27 to go. George again. And George runs it to the 34-yard line. Calhoun, his fullback now.
Let Calhoun do it.
They're just giving it to 2-7. And Sagarin had Ohio State rated 4th off of that win against Boston College. Somewhat interesting. Now, Coyne on a fake rolls over here to the right, and he's going to keep it. Oh, baby, he's going to to bust one to the 10. And Malloy tosses him out of bounds. 25 yards on that particular run. Down toward 1 minute. And now Pepe Pearson, who has replaced George after his brilliant afternoon. So, final minute winding down in Columbus. Pearson searching.
Good job by Aliaga.
Washington.
Really nice job by Ink Aliaga, the inside linebackers.
And an inside handoff. And stuffed by Bonhouse.
A real bright guy, academic all Big Ten, and he can teach other people how to play. Oh! No chance to get out of bounds. They had him surrounded. See players, and the rest of the guys, women can play. But I mean, 5 real Sunday football players.
Incomplete now. Well, the Buckeyes are forced to be reckoned with. No question about that. And Heward now, that'll going to do it. That's it. It's going to be a 10-point win by the Buckeyes. Ohio State beats Washington 30-20. We had 820-some yards of offense in this game this afternoon. Whoa! Let's send you quickly to New York and John Saunders.